I hope you enjoyed Fields of Gold. I love that song. And it is Fields of Gold that I wanted to talk to you about. So I hope this video finds you well, and that you're navigating bravely through these very peculiar times and are coming out the other side. I'm going to share something that's very important to me, and I would love you to listen to it all. That would mean the world. So I have scribbled a load of notes down, and I'm going to try and stick to them, because otherwise I'll go completely off tangent and way off onto all sorts of other things. So I'm going to stick to what I've written down. I would love you to stay with me. So I know we've all been reflecting on our lives and our choices over this last year, nearly 2. And I've been writing things down on paper, writing a journal, doing podcasts, and trying to find hope and excitement for the future. And I know that through it all, I'm building something. And that's not only a house, because our house is currently falling down. We're waiting for it to be completely renovated. But an income that will do so much good. And it's something that I have stuck with for a long time, through sheer grit, determination and belief. So I believe now that I have the responsibility of sharing it. So here I am, and I'm going to be doing a lot of these videos. So for anybody that wants to, that it resonates with and wants to know more, then do just come back to me, you know. So I really want to share in more detail this business that I'm passionate about. And if you are passionate about the businesses that you've got, then that's absolutely brilliant, and do share what they are. And yeah, I'd be really interested to hear. And I'm going to share why I'm so committed to a business. And it's a business where you don't often see the fields of gold and the colours and all of that stuff for a while. But you have to have the conviction, through the knowledge that you've gained, you have to have the conviction that it's going to work, because it is the most exciting thing. That's all I can say. So who else out there has these businesses where you have to see the vision way ahead of the actual results, because you've seen the evidence and the truth, and you know that it's all possible? Do let me know again. So it's a business that I'm so fortunate to be able to welcome other people to. That's something really special. And, you know, so you're not a fly on the wall watching a video of somebody else doing something. You know, it's an opportunity for all. And who else sort of gets these opportunities in life when, you know, to be able to share something with people that you care about, it is huge. And to be able to say, you can also have this. It's like winning the lottery and, you know, being able to give it to everybody in your community. And who does that? Not many. So I've got a lot to share, and I want to paint the full picture for you. So please do give it the time that it deserves. And I've taken bits from a lot of places, from a lot of periods of time in my life, a lot of other people's wisdom, and crammed a lot into this video. So I really hope that it allows you to understand the brand that I'm talking about. So this particular business of mine, and I do have a few, so I do multitask. It makes life quite interesting. And that is Arbonne International. Forgive me, I'm going to have to shift my phone over while I scroll down here. It's a Swiss brand that started in 1980. And in my opinion, after 12 years of different times of my life and doing all sorts of different things, and life gets more and more complicated, it really is the smartest business decision for anybody, because I feel like I've tried most things. Anybody that wants to make an impact in other people's lives and to make their own lives easier. Those that want financial security quicker than by retirement age, and that's just raising all the time, isn't it? And those that care about the planet and would love to know how to grow a legacy income. And we all need a backup plan. It's rich in opportunity in so many ways, and it was created to fit around everybody's current commitments and become the icing on the cake for a very happy life. It's the smartest way in today's economy to create choice, and that choice is what we all want, right? And I say smart. I mean, I've not always been very smart. I've often been very stupid, but I did recognise a very outstanding business opportunity when I was presented with it. And I firmly believe that it is only in our darkest days and when we're so in need that these chances and these opportunities are presented to us, and we have to recognise them. And this is why it's so important to share, because it's only those that recognise it have the power to share it and let other people benefit from it greatly. And I know that nobody's shared something with me that would drastically change my life, really. Only the man that I was working for 12 years ago. And how wonderful if our loved ones were able to present us with a gift that would go beyond our lifetime. And occasionally they do, but unfortunately that's only when they pass away, and they leave us money in their will or something like that. And we lose that person. So these life-changing gifts are something that are very rare and to be taken very seriously. So I'm a partner with Arbonne International, and I'm not an employee. I have my own franchise. This is not a pyramid. In my opinion, most corporate organisations have a pyramid structure when you actually look at them properly. A social marketing entity that is based upon community, team efforts, and is an equal playing field. Anybody from whatever walks of life is entitled to be a partner in the organisation, without savings, title, or whatever else. So that is a precious thing, and a social business where people can just be themselves. Because I am so passionate about sustainability and conscious consumerism and B corporations, this brand to me is truly impressive. So for anybody else that is also passionate about these things, this could be for you, and you are in the right place. And also sustainable business, that's something to consider. Do you have a sustainable business? I've done so many jobs. It is quite hilarious. Since I was 13, 14. And I'm actually wanting to write comedy sketches because they are, most of them, just quite awfully funny. And I feel that those stories should be told. I'm sure lots of other people can relate to that. And I'm actually quite a shy person, yet I'm a very daring person, which is quite odd. And I'm sure, a lot of us are a mixture of so many things. And I've always looked outside of myself and wanted to know how I can do more. So in today's economy and chaos, we really need to keep an open mind with business ventures and be smart with what we choose to invest our time and energy in, and emotions. And we need something very secure, and we need something convenient. Well, this opportunity is both, and in great quantities. So your glass will always be half full, if not more. And especially when you get to the level of being able to help other people financially, that's really where the real pleasure happens. And even if you have a very successful business already, you need this one too, because it's an incredible safety net. And let's face it, we never know what's going to happen next, do we? So after so many years, I am so passionate about word of mouth marketing, and it makes me so sad often when a lot of people don't understand it, and that's just because they haven't been around it. You know, that's how it goes. That's absolutely fine. But when you start looking into it and become so fascinated by it and realize the integrity of it, it is often quite upsetting when people put it down. I started looking into various social marketing opportunities about 15 years ago, and I really explored them, and I got involved in many just as a sort of social experiment, and nothing compared to Arbonne International. And I think down to so many reasons, but the fact that they always had this holistic approach to health and lifestyle, you know, just the whole way that the organisation was set up in the beginning and how authentic it was. And I could just see that this was something that was just going to go on and on and on and on and on, flourish and flourish and flourish and flourish. It wasn't just a sort of a short fad, let's see how many people we can recruit. It was nothing like that at all. It was based on real love for people and love for the planet. And, you know, you can be your own brand and you can grow to the top of your own brand. And where else in ordinary businesses can we grow to the top, really, how we want to? That really appealed to me, you know, to be able to own your own business, and reach the top of it, but not have any of the pressure of a startup entrepreneurship, because it's already there, you know. So I'm going to share my own story briefly, because I feel that, sorry, I'm scrolling again, I feel it's going to give you a good insight into my mindset and my choices, and that paints the picture so much better. And I'm going to share a quick overview of Arbonne, who we are, what we stand for, the outstanding products, and the way the business operates, so that you are fully in the picture. And let's face it, knowledge is power. So I was a performer for many years and really, really loved it. The highs and the lows were quite mind-blowing. I adored working in films, particularly, and it was a very exciting life. But the hours on average were about 16 per day. And I had such little free time and often great instability, as, you know, not knowing when the next job would be. I was getting, you know, I built up enough that I was getting residual income for some jobs, and that was huge, especially as I was living in a bedsit. So that was my first insight into how residual worked. And when you get paid over and over again for working a job once, it sort of wakes you up, and you think, goodness, why do I settle for £7 an hour, £10 an hour on something, and they don't really appreciate me, and all that stuff. So I was, to put you in the picture, I was doing action doubling on Harry Potter and Fast and Furious, and I was getting paid each time these films were on TV and in the cinema and all that sort of thing, and that was brilliant. But there was always that sort of uncertainty as to how long that would go on for. Could I rely on it? You know, you start getting a bit overexcited. And then the jobs sort of slow down and all that kind of thing. And then you disappear from home for months on end on something exciting again, and then it slows down again. So I was getting to the point as well where I didn't want to be away for too long from family. My brother was sick, and I was scared of losing him. And then life took its cruel hand, and he passed away, and I sunk. So basically, I moved to a remote farm, and I started rescuing animals, and I was writing. I was writing a feature film when I first moved there, and then started writing about animals and trying to put a book together for children, and giving myself the space that I felt I needed, and obviously had all the freedom in the world that I wanted, but obviously little funds, and it became the total opposite of what I was used to, and most of my work was voluntary, which is wonderful on so many levels, but then very difficult from a survival point of view. So my anxiety crept in again as to how I was going to generate enough income. And I knew that maybe when my book got successful in years to come, I would reap the rewards, but that could take a while. So I needed a second income and a long-term game plan, quite frankly. And you get to a point in your life where you've sunk so deep, I find, that when you do rise up again, you are willing to change something. And when there's enough struggle and anguish, and I believe there is a tipping point that we go through, and that's when true grit reveals itself, and you say, right, I'm going to do something drastic now. So I wasn't prepared to compromise at this point, though, with the amount of time that I loved being at home, and I had a lot of responsibility at home. So fortunately, I knew a way I could still build a powerful income, but not trade my time. And that was only because years before I had been open to listening to it. And it had actually hit me in the face. And the timing was probably very wrong when I first heard, but here I was again thinking that this would be the thing. And I just knew that it would allow me to carry on doing all the things that I wanted, and it would just mean I would add it into little pockets of time in the day. And I knew I didn't have to invest because it was something that I couldn't do. And I knew I had my voice. I just had to find it again, because I really had become very reclusive and lost my voice in a lot of ways. So it was difficult to come back to, but it was something I was determined to come back to. And I'd been hibernating for so long. I felt I'd lost a lot of business skills and confidence. But I knew that it was all about those baby steps and that there was no other option. And it was calling me back. I didn't want an ordinary job. I didn't want to feel paralyzed either, but I didn't want to work for somebody else. And I did actually try a startup with somebody I'd worked with before, and that didn't work, and that was very traumatic. And I thought, right, Arbonne is the only thing that is going to be successful. So I had an inner hunger and desire to help people. And anybody that knows me will know I've always, for example, sent out special gifts regularly. And that's mostly been when I've not had a penny for myself. And that's just the way I am, and it fills me up. And yeah, I get a lot of pleasure out of it. During times when I probably shouldn't have done it, because financially things were so difficult. But I knew that gifting was something that this business was very much about. So that in itself was hugely attractive. So how did my partnership with Arbonne start? And I say partnership, and that's really important. We're partners, we're not employees. So the power is with you. I also call myself an advocate because I firmly believe that that is the right word for it too, because it's all about what you are doing for the world. So I run my own Arbonne business and have all the freedom perks, but none of the financial investment strain, as I've already said, nor the politics of the corporate life. I was working as a freelance PA alongside my performing work. All sorts of different high-profile people I was working for, which was quite terrifying, quite exciting in equal measures. And I was introduced to Arbonne in January 2008, which seems a very long time ago now. I was having coffee with my business partner at the Royal Opera House, and he was very successful in corporate sales. And we were working on very exciting high-tech virtual reality presentations, which were called telepresence. And that's something really exciting to look up, and goodness, it blows your mind. And we had also started a theatre events company. So you could say I was really busy, juggling that with filming. And we always made time to meet up for a Swift half. And yes, this was usually at quite a posh venue because he liked to take me around all the members clubs and things like that. And he handed me a gold bag of anti-aging creams. And I felt he'd either decided I looked particularly haggard that day, or that he had gone mad overnight and forgotten what the work was that we were supposed to be doing. But I thought, okay, all right, I'll have my coffee and I'll pay attention. And I did. I listened intently, and knowing that he was a smart man, and that he was obviously onto something. And I knew he had fingers in pies and was juggling things all over the world. So I was open, and you know, opportunities come at us, don't they, when you least expect it. And he just handed me this gold bag of creams and said, go to the ladies' toilets and a glass of wine will be awaiting you on your return. Okay, so that's what I did. And he knew I was also involved in busy film projects, so we only had 1 or 2 days a week with each other. He knew I wanted a very free, flexible life and understood about residual income. I told him a lot about the film industry and repeat fees for the parts I was getting, and that I was like, I'm not getting involved in this makeup thing, it's not going to compare to the film industry. So I had my, obviously, preconceptions. And because I didn't believe that residual could happen in any other industry. And he quickly convinced me that the bag of gold creams was more than just face value, and that I wasn't looking haggard. That was a bonus. And that these creams had the potential of building me a legacy income. I was very quickly shocked by the powerful and exciting and unusual concept, and gave him the benefit of the doubt. I started building a team of women in the members clubs where we used to go, and things were flourishing. I could really see its potential. And a business that is about compound, bringing people together and many people feeling empowered to team up. And as women, that is something just so wonderful. Sharing and educating about ethical products and beauty products, which we all love. And that there was no limits to this income. That was truly shocking to me. And I was already passionate about skincare because, unfortunately, I now think it's a fortune, but traumatic early years in my life where I had a lot of cosmetic reconstructive surgery after an accident, which left me with ultra sensitive skin, very sore skin. And that was a very difficult thing to stomach and to get over from the ages of 11 to 16. And also, my brother had a very rare genetic disease that meant he had to wear a factor 50 sunblock on his skin indoors for the whole of his life. And he never had the choice about which products were the most pure, the most ethical. There was only one. And this was the Guy's Hospital paint that they used to send. And he was literally a guinea pig to anything that was available, and that really wasn't very much. So you can see that I became fascinated in skincare products, and I was astounded when researching into store brands and looking at comparing with Arbonne, just how toxic these store brands were. And 7 to 9 years on average for shop products to be sitting there is a long time, and therefore they have to have fillers in them to keep them alive. And Arbonne's botanical Swiss formulated products were created to come direct from the source and to be used for up to 2 years. So once opened, it's about a year. So that's a big difference, 1 year to 7 plus. And I was blown away by the gold standard, ingredients. And having covered up my skin for so many years, and I'd also, as well as my brother, I was caking on thick mask paint from the theatre and dressing as clowns and all the stuff, which was wonderful. But underneath it all, my skin felt uncomfortable. And I felt that gradually through using Arbonne products, I was able to come out of the shadows, and my skin was so much better, and I just felt like a normal person. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the brand now, and unfortunately I can't be sharing the slides with you, and I would do if I was on a Zoom call, and the slides are all very, very beautiful and show all the scenery about where Arbonne originates, so you have to imagine that in your mind. Arbonne was founded over 40 years ago by an amazing botanist called Peter Mork, and he had a vision to create pure, safe and beneficial products. And he wanted Arbonne to be a place where people could flourish and empower themselves by growing their own Arbonne business. One they could hand down through the generations to create a legacy. And it's like he could see into the future, into 2021, and know what people would be looking for. Know how compromised we would be, know how we would be sitting on our laptops from our homes, desperate to go shopping and want ethical and be more conscious about the planet. He was way ahead of his time, and vegan certified products from the very beginning. And he wanted to promote a business for anyone, a level playing field, a community business, where it was all about healthy living and longevity in life, thriving, living a long time, positive mindset, allowing people to create businesses on their own terms, not travel away from home, all these things. And he called Arbonne Beautiful Tree, which is also the name of the village where the family are from, which is lovely. And his vision was so powerful all these years ago and so vivid now. And it's only now that a lot of companies are jumping on the bandwagon with their ethical choices. But he stood out back then with what he was trying to achieve. And I think that when you are explaining the business to somebody, these are the things that are really important. You have to look at how something was started and why. He wanted the ordinary person to feel extraordinary and to feel that they could change the world by educating others. We are in 6 countries so far, and we are going global at a very fast pace. We're in the UK, US, Canada, New Zealand, Australia and Poland. And our brand philosophy embraces the connection between a healthier mind, stronger body and more beautiful skin. It's that holistic approach to health and wellness that we've been leading the way with for all these years. So we're a B corporation, which means we hold ourselves to the highest standards, balancing people, planet and profit. I'll talk to you a little bit more about that in a bit. We're also about using our businesses as a force for good. We want to be the best company in the world and for the world. We're big on reducing waste, increasing recycling, and we're committed to being a fully zero waste company by 2030, and we're completely on track for that. He also wanted the ordinary person to feel empowered in life and not be trapped by unhappiness or trapped in the corporate structure. So he set out to make the distribution, this is key, the distribution controllable by the advocate and not the system. He didn't want products going into stores. He didn't want to pump them full of toxins to keep them alive. He wanted them only filled with plants. He wanted purity, and he wanted the money to go to the individual, the science and the place of origin. So that is what you're paying for when you invest your money in these products. Standards that go against the grain and that raise the bar. So Arbonne is an effort-based business. One that is down to you. That was the whole purpose. And all results are different for everybody depending on their desire. We are all individual enterprises, a business in a box that doesn't conform to the norm. He never wanted it to be like that. So we have to be brave and we have to say, right, we're an independent entity and we're not going to expect the corporate comfort blanket. It's up to you how quickly you want to grow your business, but you do have to grow it. I think of it as you are a sunflower in the huge field of sunflowers, and you're left to your own devices, and it's your call. Whether you want to take all the sunlight, whether you want to shrivel, where you want to place yourself in this field, it is completely down to you. And if you're anything like me, I always wanted to feel free as a bird with the work that I was doing, and know that there was always a chance to just keep rising. And this really does that. So this very unique box that Petter created made me feel very excited, makes me feel very excited, and everybody else that's involved. Because I know that I'm building a legacy income to pass on to family, and I'll explain how that works. So the wellness brand is a vehicle, in essence, to enrich your life financially, mentally, emotionally, and physically. And we all need a backup plan more than ever, let's face it. And the main thing that the brand gives you is hope, confidence, and belief. Through the evidence, through seeing all the other people that have succeeded, that didn't give up when, I did. I gave up on myself. And there are people that are absolutely thriving in this organisation because of how beautiful it is and how committed they have been. And you don't have to survive, you can thrive, and you're given all the tools to make it happen. So it gives you that nest egg, and it also gives you that community, which again is so valuable. And you don't trade your time for money. It's a very serious business. This is something I say as I smile, as I grin like this, but it is a very serious business. It needs to be given the credit that it deserves, given the position in society which it deserves. It's not one of those weird cult things that comes up a lot in conversation because people have not looked into it enough. So I urge you to look into how social marketing works and what companies are at the top and why. And yes, it's a company that really is happening and going places, but it takes a smart mind to fully understand and to take the necessary steps to grow it. It takes commitment and passion. But how great is that, to build your life on commitment and passion? And it's not perfect, it really isn't, let's face it, but what is? And it sure is so much better than any other option that I've come across. And that's exciting. And we all need a business now from our phone because life is so busy. We're all doing so many things. And just to say that this work is perfect for people that are busy. So anybody that says I'm far too busy, I say, well, this is absolutely spot on for you. You have to take a look. And it's a very relaxing business as well that I've discovered over all the sort of different phases of my life, because you're doing it mainly from the comfort of your own home and lifestyle. And you tap into it as and when you want. And you don't have to sacrifice other things, which is fabulous. And I find that for me, longevity-wise, it has worked because it blends into all the sorts of things that I love already. So that's important. That is really important. So what is the investment in this opportunity? Well, it's £30. £30, and that's for your startup kit. So it's open to anybody, completely inclusive, even for somebody in my position at the time that would not be able to spend 30 quid on anything. And I think often a business such as this, with such a low startup cost, can be so brushed aside because, yeah, it's not taken seriously enough. It's not seen as particularly significant. Surely it can't be that great if you're just investing 30 quid. When in fact it is. And it's almost, I was just thinking earlier, it's almost like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with the gold wrappers, and all the other children have just absolutely no concept about how it works. And the little quiet boy who appreciates everything studies the chocolate factory properly and gets to fully understand and see it for what it truly is. And so therefore he wins, and he gets to keep the chocolate factory in the end. And I think that is exactly what this business is. So we become, basically what all we do is become professional talkers. We swap our spend, we show others how to do the same, and there's nothing about getting rich quick at all. And if you don't value health and you don't value people, then you're probably not going to be suited to it. But if you do value those things, then the chances are that you are going to stay the course. And we have 4 levels to reach, and do go and have a look at earnings.arbonne.com, and it's all laid out there for you. That's important. And I just see those 4 levels really as where you can grow your community to, and how far you can take your coaching within those communities. So you're just basically getting a thank you for spreading the word and sharing it through those communities. And so the first stage you're looking at is 180 a month, and that possibly to a lot of people is just a bit of pocket money. To some people it's a lot more than that. And you know, you are just literally using your voice on the phone and in person and on the laptop, just to share the story of how the brand started and what they stand for. The second level is 880 approximately a month, and that's when you have grown your organisation to sort of more communities, rather than just your immediate environment. And what makes it more exciting is that it becomes a willable asset. So this can, if anything happened to you, this income would then just keep going and be passed down to your family, which I just think is just amazing. I don't know any other business that does that. So your money will be paid into a trust fund at that point. The third stage is 3,500 per month on average. and the fourth is 14,000 per month. So you can see how it compounds quite dramatically. And you plant the seeds with your conversations, and your business grows based on your community. So just like when you go and you say, oh, to someone, oh, that what I bought from that shop was just so lovely, so pure, so, they were so nice, or, whatever it is that you've benefited from, you always want to share it with other people. And so rarely do you get the opportunity to earn from that recommendation. So why do people want to start their business with Arbonne, aside from all the things I've just said? I've already said that you build it alongside all the other things that you do, and it's a simple switch to these consumable products that we are needing every day and run out of. Everybody washes. We have at least 250 products. I think it must be more than that now, because they keep churning out all these incredible things. I can't keep up with them. Products that we're already using. Obviously, we all use different brands, and we're so used to going to different stores to get stuff. This is a hub of absolute purity now, so you don't have to do that. You just switch to what Arbonne have, and you reap the financial and health awards from them. So yes, you're using and you're recommending, and that is literally that. And as I've said already, all the infrastructure is done for you. All the accounting, all the administration, all the website, all that sort of stuff. We get our own website, so that is another thing that comes with your £30. And it all just looks absolutely gorgeous. So you don't have to stress and worry about anything like that. And but what you do have the responsibility for is learning enough that your voice is loud, and that you know the power of the business, and you know what it can do for people. And yes, it's just relying on us as advocates and partners to have that integrity. And so we're getting rewarded instead of the CEOs at the top of companies. And so a pay rise, as it often exists in businesses where you have to work a very long time for that, and there is a process. It doesn't work like that with Arbonne. And because we are the CEO of our own brand, and it's all down to our own effort. And we are leading the way. We're absolutely leading the way in the revolution of the global wellness market, with our 40-year holistic philosophy that focuses on the whole person. And we are literally at the top of the tree in online self-wellness products. So just a little bit about the earnings again, and about network marketing and how that positions itself. Arbonne paid in excess of 236 million to independent consultants, which is a huge amount, and that is available to all. And that was in 2019. And I will get the figures I'll get the updated figures for this year. And yes, there is no glass ceiling. And just to just think about what would make the difference for you. And it takes work and tenacity and patience. The average time to get to the top and to be coaching on a bigger scale, you're looking at 5 years. Often it's longer than that. For some people it's much less than that. It's just about being given that opportunity, and it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter how long it takes. it could take me for the rest of my life, and I wouldn't be quitting. So why now? And I've already said we need a plan B, and through this pandemic we're all reevaluating our lives, and we need a way that we can work from home. We're much more informed about choices now, and social media, word of mouth businesses, and being able to have access to people all over the world. And it's wonderful to be able to communicate with such a broad audience. And it's just about being clever as to who you are trying to connect to, and so your business can grow at a fast rate if you allow it to, and you are connecting to the right people. And yes, I've already said, I'm sorry I've written it down twice about not having to do any accounting and processing, and that's just because that's something that I always hated with all the work that I used to do. So it's wonderful to not have to do that. And we are in the top 2% of word of mouth brands, so we have a wonderful reputation, heritage and ethical compass. And how I like to look at it is this equal playing field, is that everybody contributes a little bit, and that spider's web builds and builds. And you know how spiders' webs are just so strong. It just gets like that, and it just keeps growing until more and more people understand the power of what they have in their hands. According to Direct Selling Association in the UK, direct selling is the largest provider of part-time income, with over 563,000 people running their own businesses. So we are not a small entity, that's for sure. So just to quickly share, how do you earn? How does it actually work? So you will earn from getting clients that start to trust you and the products that you're giving them. And so you're recommending, they're purchasing, and you will earn every time that they do that. The second way is that you earn sales from your team, and that is because you have invested the time and energy into coaching them and sharing everything about this business and helping them use their voice and showing them the system. And it is basically just a thank you check from Arbonne for coaching and training. And the more people that you help and support, the more potential you have to learn. And it's not about taking money off other people. Everybody is elevated, and you can't grow your business until everybody else is doing well. The key to this business is to make it simple and duplicable, and authentic, and the whole purpose is to help people feel and live better. We share the love and we share the purity. So to me, it's the most lucrative and ethical of business plans, and that's why we are so strong to date. So we have consumable products that run out: skincare, nutrition, makeup, personal care. Yes, so it's an online shop where people are ordering their products they've run out of, and this happens 24/7 around the globe. You know, the internet's constantly open, and you don't have to be there to receive products, send them out, all this sort of thing, unless you want to. So my recommendation is that you get your hands on the products as soon as possible, to see how wonderful they are. And they didn't exist when I first started. There was only very few skincare products, and now there's so many I can't keep up with it. Plant Power Vegan Nutrition is thriving now, all over the place, but within our organisation, it's more than a third of our business, and it's an addiction once you start using it. So on to transparency as ambassadors, and as I've already said, transparency in us using all the products, and you can't run a business and share products unless you absolutely love them. The best of science and nature, and a philosophy that you can trust. Again, go to the Arbonne website. It's all about where we source our ingredients from. We've got our ingredients listed on everything, and we're just completely honest about who we are. We co-develop with leading experts, scientific third-party science with all of our products. Vegan, cruelty-free, non-GMO, formulated without dairy, gluten and artificial sweeteners. And the most important thing is, to me, is that we only test on humans. Thank goodness for that. And we continually challenge ourselves to be transparent and deliver the best of science and nature. And we keep reformulating. And there are four key factors. Four key pillars that are our competitive advantage. So on to sustainability, and I highly advise you to look up B Corporations and Groupe Rocher and what they stand for and what choices they are making. Arbonne has been B certified for almost 2 years, meaning we put planet and people before profit, which I've already said. And we have stringent regulations about being mindful to the planet. It's a very hard badge to get. Groupe Rocher are the umbrella that take Arbonne under their wing, and a number of ethical businesses as well. And so we are held to higher standards across multiple measures of accountability. We have TerraCycle, which you must also look up, which recycle hard to recycle items like lids, pumps on bottles. These can now be made into new items, be all put together to be made into children's playgrounds, slides and things like that. We use sustainable palm oil, and the list just goes on, and I will touch again on that in a minute. Arbonne's advanced science and its advanced digital capability is quite profound now. This is what has blown my mind of late. And usually with a company you have one attribute that is impressive and the other one not so. And yes, because they often don't go together, being advanced digitally and advanced with science and looking after nature. And they often go against each other. But with Arbonne, we're determined that we are the most compassionate of companies and the most ahead of our game with technology. So we can make those connections over the world and make tremendous steps each day with this new technology and share this product, share this brand much quicker. And yes, our sustainability is our strong point. I could talk about that endlessly. So the founder was adamant that he was standing firm in his beliefs, and he made the decision that our businesses, our community and the environment can be sustained for future generations if we make the right choices. You plant the seeds of compassion and you show that there's another way. And that goes for the entrepreneurial part of the business, where anybody is welcome to share it and welcomed in, and they get paid for recommending the brand. And so therefore you are planting those seeds for future generations. You are building a legacy, building a compound income based upon communities teaming up to educate and to change perspective. So that is what conscious consumerism is. So we have all of these dates that we are achieving certain things by, and just to quickly whiz through that. Having stated that we've gone through stringent tests with all of our products. By 2022, renewable energy across all locations. By 2025, 50% reduction in our product packaging, 50% reduction in scope 1 and 2 greenhouse emissions, PCR in all plastic product components. I'll talk to you about that. 100% non-GMO certified nutrition products, zero waste company worldwide, 100% of products meeting the circular economy. Yeah, as consumers, we have the power to support businesses that align with our values. B corporations are incredibly powerful now and uphold social and environmental values. The 5 pillars that I was mentioning: community impact, customer welfare, employee welfare, environmental impact, company governance. Our offices are run on green energy. A lot of our products actually now are made from our containers are made from aluminium or glass, which is great. Prepaid envelopes are great when they arrive because you can send back all those items you're uncertain of, and they go back into TerraCycle, made into new things. So we are veterans and warriors, I say, for the planet. And the choice was not to put products in the shops, because then that takes the voice away from the ordinary person and from the collective. We are a liberal organisation that want people from all over the globe to be able to have businesses that are rebuilding the planet. And the more of us there are, the more liberated we can be, the more the planet can flourish, and the more the corporate pyramids cannot thrive. It is incredible how powerful a brand can be when it's down to the voices of the passionate. I know I keep highlighting that, but it's true. We are that force for good, and alongside all of our other businesses and passions, we can stand actively up against the system and saying that there is a much more of an ethical way of doing things. So by products coming from source, direct from sustainability farms, and from people that are awarded for their contribution in that process, we become hugely sustainable. A mission-driven company. And just to briefly touch on Groupe Rocher, they are a global healthcare pioneer advancing science for humanity, and they were founded in 1896 in Basel, Switzerland, which is not that far away from where Arbonne originated. And Rocher create innovative medicine and diagnostic tests, as well as beauty creams and things like that. And they're world leading. And what really impressed me is that they've been the global leaders in cancer research and treatment for 50 years, with medicines for breast, skin, colon, ovarian, lung, and numerous other cancers. And their lifeblood is innovation. So they've been going a very, very long time, and are all about harmony in nature, and passing that down from generation to generation. And they have rewritten their corporate bylaws, integrating their mission, which is to reconnect people to nature. The more people understand, the more people want to protect what they have. And when you look them up, they're all about tree hugging. It's really nice. And their primary mission is to protect biodiversity. The regeneration they do is impressive, and the planting of trees by the millions is inspirational. Yeah, I love that. I love that. And of course we know of Yves Rocher, the French beauty brand. They've been going a long time. So Arbonne are at the forefront of the Rocher umbrella, and such exciting things are coming. And together we're transforming the face of the wellness and beauty industry. How things are sourced, produced, transported, and shared. And the more people that understand it, the more power we have over what we choose and how we purchase it. Do forgive me. I hope you're still here. So you don't have to be a healthy living enthusiast or a product expert to do this. And I have stated how simple this business is, and I'm just giving you a very lengthy overview of all the different aspects, but it comes down to simple principles. you just have to have a reason that's personal to you, about wanting more and wanting to help people. Yes, our products actually work because they're not full of toxins and they are completely pure. So they are potent, botanical and powerful, good for the environment. And it's all about finding those good people. So I'm going to briefly whiz through why I believe that Arbonne stands out. And I've probably said all this already, but bear with me. Stringent ingredient policy resulting in clean nutrition, skincare, body care, hair care and makeup products. Philosophy embracing the connection between healthier mind, body and beautiful skin. Non-toxic, highly effective and safe. Something for all the family. Products trialled on people, not animals. Baby products were so pure that they were tested on burns victims. Unquestionably vegan for 40 years. Ingredients sourced ethically. We have a foundation where money, you can donate money in checkout when you purchase, to give to children's mental health, disadvantaged children, those struggling with their mental health, which I think is wonderful. And the money for each product is split, how I see it, it's split between the science development, the voice, and the science, the process that it's gone through. So you're not paying your money to the corporate process, the advertising, the CEO, the system. It is a premium product, premium cost, because it is something that actually works and the money is going to people that really need it. When you buy an overinflated product in the shops that's not safe, you can be sure that A, they do not care about your health, and B, the hard worker that showed you the product will not be getting any of the money. You get to buy online quickly and easily through myself or through your online shop. Contribute to the greater good, be part of a movement and not contribute to corporate greed. Products are delivered direct to you within 3 to 5 days. It's very efficient. You get to support your friend in business and not the CEO. We are educated to know what these products contain, so you're getting that personal service. And the quality of the product is so good that it offers many times the value of the alternative. It lasts so much longer. Often they're food grade, they're that pure. And plastic surgeons use these products, and I know because I've had treatment done, and they are powerful. And if they were sold in places like Harrods and House of Fraser, they would cost hundreds of pounds. And you now get, which is wonderful, a 90-day money back guarantee. Almost 3 months to try your products, which certainly does never happen in the shops. We have a 30-day to healthy living program. This is all about long-term shift in food habits. It is a powerful nutritional plan. It is not a diet. I'm by no means a health freak. I am plant-based. I love sugar. I love alcohol. It's not about being obsessed with diets or gym sessions. It's about opening up to new challenges, new experiences, seeing how products can transform body and soul. And it's those baby steps. And we all have things that we love, that we struggle to get off. But this 30 days is incredibly powerful and just life-changing, and not something that you do all the time. But it's wonderful when you love it, that you end up having the nutrition all the time, every day. We also have a breakfast club, so people can experience it, just a little taster of it, and a Be Well membership club that incorporates so much as well. So relatable goals for mind, body and spirit health. It's a virtual hub, an online community with many professionals offering their expertise and everybody tapping in to reap this wisdom. We have just top class skincare, it really is. And as we know, there's a huge consumer demand for wellness. So this is the right business at the right time. Everybody deserves to feel healthy with clean products and financially secure, not have to wait till to retirement at 70 plus. We should all get to feel comfort in our day-to-day and know that we are leaving behind financial stability for our kids. You know, often the wealthy have lots of shares and assets, and the poorer do not get the luxury of investment. And with Arbonne, this can be different, and you get the chance to start from the ground up with as much support and opportunity as anybody else. So you have the opportunity to be a conscious consumer, a conscious business builder, or both. And yes, there is basically absolutely nothing to lose. So we have such an online easy system. We work from our own agenda. 50% of first-class products for life. And we are just plugged into all that is healthy and happy and that will elevate us. What can be better? So let's put people in touch with other people and businesses that could really help them. I have some questions for you. I promise that I will wrap up, and I thank you so much for staying with me. It means a lot. What will your life look like in 5 years if you carry on as things are? Do you currently buy skincare, makeup, nutrition? And does the company you buy them from pay you for recommending? Because this is certainly something of the future. Does it make sense to switch to a purpose-driven brand and get a thank you check for your efforts? Who can you think of that would love these products and be so grateful for this opportunity? People get to feel in charge of their own lives. And get to walk into entrepreneurship and immediately be on par with all your colleagues. And since 2007, when I was first introduced, I haven't remained in the business the entire time, because life presented me with roller coasters and, as it does for everybody. And as I've said, I returned because there was nothing like it. And the business has this open door policy, which I think is just so important. And you basically don't have to feel lost, whether that's with health, with your mindset. You just have to make the decision to stay the course. And our job is to inspire. And your vision grows with what you learn over time about the possibilities. You can bring such abundance just by small steps every day, being that force for good. I've always been a dreamer and a visionary and fantasized about the ideal working life. I've had some terrible jobs in my lifetime, fallen down a lot of holes, but I know when something feels right and feels wonderful. And I've always wanted to give back, as I've said. I wanted to teach about sustainability, I wanted to travel, I want culture and community, an environment where everyone's elevated. And wealth is time when it comes down to it. It's not really the money that we want. Time is the gold. So this business generates an income that is not attached to time in the same way as an ordinary job is, and we gain more time by working as a collective and compounding. That is the word that is the most powerful. The internet's not capped on time. Your voice isn't capped on time. Usually you need massive capital to create freedom that just seems so unreal or so unreachable, unrealistic. A lot of people present you with things and you think, that's not for me, that's just impossible, or they are completely different to me. This isn't Arbonne. So there's no risk. It's a chocolate shake decision, and we have a lot of incredible chocolate shakes in our product line. So I'm very passionate, as you can tell, about what this company has achieved to date and where we are going. And I genuinely feel that we have absolutely stepped into a new era of what people are looking for. And yes, just the power of being able to influence societies, whether that's with our Be Well Club, all the different communities that we can offer. We just champion authenticity through our diverse community. So if you're feeling curious about building a legacy and want guidance, don't wait. Start with now and take the small steps, and it takes time to cultivate. Get planting those seeds. It takes vision and commitment, but it is possible and so unique. A very simple concept with the power to change lives dramatically. A 21st century smart business package with a timeless mindset that sees beauty in nature and people and doing things differently. We have a responsibility to ourselves to find a place, a purpose where we can work with the people we want to work with and experience great excitement for the future. Taking care of others and being taken cared for really stood out for me. That is culture, that is hope, that is longevity in business and in life. I leave you with these things. If you want 1 year of prosperity, grow grain. If you want 10 years of prosperity, grow trees. If you want 100 years of prosperity, grow people. Chinese proverb. And that is so true. With more voices, we can change the system and grow and make change, grow communities so much quicker. And they say it takes a village to raise a wholesome child. Well, I believe it takes cities, if not countries, to grow a truly sustainable business. Again, we need powerful voices and people that are prepared to get out of their comfort zone and stand up for what they believe in. So what you gain more than anything else with this business is growth and contribution. And it takes you places you never thought you would go, because in an ordinary job, you're not often able to reach out to people globally to better their lives. We're not given that chance. And what other job role can you take huge chunks of time off if you want to, sometimes years off? And your team and your check grows regardless of you being there. And that's because you've already built a strong team of independent distributors that are fine working without you. They can duplicate the message because you've shown them how to maintain and grow it. Your check is a reflection of how many people you have helped be elevated into a business for themselves, but not by themselves. And you cannot do well without others growing with you. We all start with a dream, and so much gets in the way, and that dream often never happens. Well, with Arbonne, we are a tribe of people that believe the dream is always possible. And that dream is working on your terms for a legacy that is ongoing, generation to generation. So, I hope I have inspired. I have gone on much longer than I was thinking of doing. I thank you so much to whoever has listened to the whole thing. That just means the world to me. Take care.